Hi everyone again. I wanted to preface this by saying that I feel that everyone should look at many different teachers in spirituality, that one teacher cannot possibly know the complete story and everything, because life is a learning process and it's always a learning process. When you think that you know everything, then you've pretty much stopped growing. So if you don't like my material or you don't feel that I resonate with you, then I just ask you to look somewhere else that would resonate with you a little bit better. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you about my awakening symptoms. So I told you in my introduction that I had psychic and intuitive abilities such as feeling presences around, especially, and hearing them, and sometimes seeing outlines of them, of spirit. But I told my mom and she freaked out. So I pretty much stuffed those psychic and intuitive abilities down and way down until I had a near-death experience a few years ago, and that just jolted me awake. I have always had a strong connection with spirit. I just wasn't aware of how strong that connection was until I was woken up. My awakening symptoms after my near-death experience were a lot of pressure on my head, on my crown area, as well as in the third eye. My ears would pop a lot more, and I would hear a very high-pitched sound when the pressure would change around me, which indicated spirit presence. Now, there is tinnitus, which is a medical condition, but that's not what I'm referring to. I can sense when there's spirit around, and the pressure literally changes in the environment, which is what causes the high-pitched ringing and pressure in the ears. Also, the Kundalini was awakened, so from the base of my spine and shooting up, it just felt really hot and sort of electrified. I did have some back pains and random pains for a while, working through issues and adjusting to the energies. I still have this where I feel like I'm being pulled out of my body. Sometimes when I'm sleeping, that is astral traveling, so I'm actually leaving my body intentionally to go work on things during the night. But other than that, there is that strong feeling, especially if I'm connecting with spirit. Sometimes I feel my body just being lighter, but it can have that pulling feeling. Also, very vivid dreams, incredibly vivid, and I remember them. So I will have premonitions a lot of the times, and those will come to pass. The events or certain things that will happen in my dreams will come true within a couple of weeks. Sometimes it can be months down the line, but I remember all of the details. I remember when I connect with my loved ones who have passed, which have been quite a few in this lifetime. I talk with them and sometimes giggle and laugh and have conversations, and I will remember those as well. I also remember a lot of the times my missions, I guess, or things that I'm doing at night to work with like galactic beings, or my family and friends from Sirius, which are very different from here. The fairies and elementals, I often work with them, or even plant spirits have visited me in dream time to give me messages. All of that became way more prevalent when I woke up, so that was part of my awakening symptoms. Let's see. Seeing the auric field on others, the energy field. So I was sitting in class one day and the professor was at the blackboard, or not blackboard, the whiteboard. And all of a sudden I just saw a huge work field, and it was blue, and that's one layer of the work field. It's usually the initial layer outside some white. But anyway, I saw that and I was like, whoa. At first I thought my vision was failing me or something. And then it was pulsing with frequency, and I started seeing more spirits around. And I've learned, for me particularly, I sense spirit more with my eyes open, and against a white background is just really strong. Some people like to have to close their eyes in order to sense spirit, and I think that that's pretty common. But for me, for some reason, I just see a lot more when I have my eyes open. So I started detecting more presences around, and that hasn't stopped. My medical intuitive abilities increased. I was able to sense certain health issues or blockages in the auric field that related to certain organ systems. And I'm trying to learn as much medical knowledge as I can in Western medicine in addition to Eastern medicine, so that I can combine all of that together as a medical intuitive. It's going to take me a few years. Medicine takes a long time. So also I see through lies very quickly. If people are dishonest with me or dishonest in general, I can usually get a good feeling off of them. I do think that it intimidates people sometimes, because I might have my stare. It's called an INFJ stare. I am an INFJ. And actually a lot of the INFJs that I've seen and met have been empaths as well, and oftentimes healers. But anyway, so I can see through bullshit really fast. And I know that that makes people very uncomfortable sometimes, but I don't know how to really go around that. I try to behave, but if you're lying to me, I will see straight through it. And so yeah, I don't like being out in big circles of people. I'm very, very sensitive to energy. So if I'm around too much all at once, then I get completely overwhelmed, and it takes me a while to recover. So I have to be by myself for a while. And I'll tell you, it's been really difficult during the whole pandemic, because I am just now starting to have alone time, which is why I've delayed these videos as well. But I know that a lot of people are starting to wake up. I can just feel it. It's really amazing that this sort of light surge going on right now. I feel it like from the ground up. It's all encompassing and enveloping, and it's really a beautiful thing to see. So I'm really excited about the future, actually. I crave to be out in nature and to get grounded. Connecting with the fairy realm, and my natural tendencies are to be out of my body a lot of the times, and just not comfortable sitting in my body. And so I want to fly out all the time. I want to go have fairy fun and fly around. And unfortunately, that's not what this existence is about, especially for us here incarnated in these lifetimes. We need to ground our energy and ground whatever knowledge we have and implement that into our grounded 3D energy moving on up. So yeah, weight gain. I know this is a silly thing, but and it's no excuse for being overweight. So I'm not saying that, you want to be healthy, but I have found that others like me who are extremely empathic, and also those who have a hard time staying in their physical body, they want to fly out all the time, that they are overweight. And it doesn't even matter how healthy your diet is. you're going to have some extra weight on you because it's literally pulling you down to earth to ground you. So I have quite a bit of extra weight, especially after my near-death experience. I was laid up for a while and I gained a lot of weight. But anyway, I'm working on that right now. I'm trying to just be more mindful and implement more grounding foods so that I can ground. But anyway, weight gain. I feel like for some people that are awakened might experience this, so I just wanted to let you know that, because if you start gaining weight and you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on, and you're not eating the fried diet, you're actually eating pretty healthy, that can be one thing going on, adjusting to energies that are coming in. The high frequency energies that are coming in right now, even though they're trying to send it through at a reasonable level so that we can adjust, oftentimes our body just has a hard time adjusting. So in order to keep us grounded here in this 3D plane, we will oftentimes manifest some extra weightage around ourselves. So I just wanted to let you know that. I mean, if you do continue to gain weight over a consistent amount of time, that's a medical condition that needs to be assessed. But I'm talking about related to awakening symptoms. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Losing contact with family and friends and hobbies and things that you used to have interest in, those will completely change. I used to be into hard rock music and I was in rock bands. And now I want to make fairy lullaby albums and just be out with the fairies and work with crystals and plant medicine. I'm just totally not the same that I used to be. Some of my base fundamental interests may still exist, but overall my interests changed tremendously. So that's another one. Your friends and family will not understand you. And please understand this, because don't be so hard on yourself if your family and friends think that you're weird, you're strange, they don't get you, they start getting frustrated with you. Just be patient and realize that they are not ready yet. But just by being around you with a higher energy level, they will start to have their own energy raised. And if they can't adjust, they're just really not ready, they need the blindfolds on, then you can, just distance yourself from them for a while you're figuring yourself out and going through the changes of awakening, because it's a difficult process. Try to find like-minded individuals that you can share your spirituality with. The only people that I really share a lot of my spirituality with are those close friends that I have that know I'm just a weirdo, and some people that I've met through healing courses and such that are also on the same wavelength, like they really understand. And now in my life, I draw people to me that do understand and that want to learn, or that resonate with me. So you might lose some friends and family, and don't feel bad about it. You're gonna find some new friends, I promise you. You'll find some great friends that will be able to lift you up. You don't want people in your life or situations in your life that are going to hold you back from flying high. So, those are some difficult situations to deal with. I know family in particular. But anyway, so changing family and friends, that might be one. I think one of the last ones, withdrawing from social media. I haven't been on Facebook in 2 months because the information that was being put out there by everyone was so negative and just daunting, really overwhelming for me, that I literally had to stop looking at the news. And I don't think that a lot of the news is honest anyway, but I try to take a balance between something really insane like Fox News and then the other realm, like CNN, and try to take it in between and see what's really going on, and then feel intuitively what's going on, assess the energy. But man, it was so intense. I couldn't handle it anymore. I had to step away. I was also being inundated with everybody else's energy because we're homebound. You know, we were stay at home. So I didn't have a lot of time to myself to re-energize. So yeah, I haven't been on Facebook in a couple months and I don't regret it. It's been the best move of my life. But you might feel socially isolated or try to isolate yourself while you're figuring things out, and that's okay. Just give yourself some space. I did go through some kind of back and forth depression and anxiety. That's totally normal when you're getting used to new energy levels and adapting to intuition as well, because you pick up on other people, what they're feeling. And so a lot of times I see people's auric fields that are just kind of contaminated, and it's because it's from other people, like mass consciousness programming and thoughts and emotions, belief systems from others that have been sent your way. So it just kind of gets gunky. But yeah, so depression and anxiety, that's another one. But you're going to be okay. I promise. Seeing the Matrix. I was on the train one day in New York City because that's where I lived. I can't believe that I survived there being so sensitive. But we are where we are because we're supposed to be there. Anyway, I was riding the train to Queens, and I just saw like a faint glimmer of the actual matrix, the grid that's around us. As you know, or you might not know, we have an energy grid that's around us, and it's in the process of becoming more crystalline, so with light, but there's a little bit of a battle going on between the light and the dark, as always. But yeah, I actually saw a faint glimmer, and when I looked outside, it's almost just like it was just fake. Like I could reach my hand out or reach my arm out and just touch it or something, you know, like the grid. Yeah, it just, that sounds crazy. I know it does, but I swear I don't have any mental illnesses that I know of. But yeah, it just, everything seems so fake to me. Like shells, like even our bodies just walking around like shells, and like they were holding places for the spirit. But yeah, anyway, I also started to notice dark beings and shadow people and all of that goes on, that I don't like to talk about or emphasize on too much, but they do exist and I would see them. It's almost like I told my friends in the movie Ghost, if y'all have seen the movie Ghost, when the spirits of the bad people would pass away, like when they got killed, I think the robber's name was Willie, and he got stabbed or run over or something, and then like this dark shadow was creeping along the sidewalk and grabbed him to, you know, take him, because that's his energy level. That's where, you know, he believed in the darkness, right? But yeah, kind of like that. And also Devil's Advocate, when somebody's running. I don't remember if it was Keanu Reeves. No, it was the guy, Eddie, who was shredding all the documents and stuff at the law firm. And he was running, and there were 3 ladies coming towards him, but they like kind of changed, and their faces changed to kind of evil looking. Anyway, there is that around, but I choose to focus on the light. And the reason being that we are in a tremendous, amazing time right now where energies and vibrations, frequencies are all shifting tremendously for the better. And I believe in the light. I work with the light. I have Archangel Michael as a buddy. I've been working with him for quite some time now, and I will talk about the archangels and another message. But I am safe and protected at all times, and I need you to know that as well. You are protected. It is safe to be here. It's okay. I know that all of this been going on lately has just been a huge shock for everybody. You know, I told my family and friends that something huge was going to happen. I thought around the lines of 9/11, but I wasn't sure where it was going to be. And it made me nervous. I felt like it was going to be around February or March. And then sure enough, this happened, but not in any way that I expected or any of my intuitive friends ever expected. Like, this just was shocking. And last fall, it felt like something dark, like a portal had been opened or something. Like, it was really weird. And yeah. Anyway, I feel like this fall something might happen again, like October, November. This is going to be a crazy year. It's turbulent, but it's also exciting. And if you choose to focus on the exciting part, knowing that the light is here, the light is coming through very strongly, and hold on to that. Hold on to love and compassion and forgiveness. This is a lesson that we have to really learn. But forgiving yourself for things you think that you've done that are so horrible, forgiving others, and really opening your heart, getting rid of separation from the light and instead focusing on unity consciousness. I mean, this is what we're working towards. We have to learn somehow, and this is shoving us to learn. The star seeds, the indigos, the rainbow children, everybody, the seventh generation, we are all tired of the way things have been run and the systems that have been in place. And we're ready for a change, but it's hard. You just gotta focus on light and love. Flood that diamond bright white liquid light from the heart of our source or original source, just flooding through your body and all around you, and form a pillar of that light every day, in the morning and at night. Ground yourself here, ground your energy, and you will feel a whole lot better. Okay, I know I went on quite a bit of a rant here, so I'm going to end it, but I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope that all of you have a really wonderful week, rest of the week. Thank you.